That wagon train should have been here hours ago.
I hope nothing's happened to it, Dad.
If it ain't here within a half hour, I'm hitting the trail to find out what's what. Cannonball, what's happened?
Another holdup, Jeff.
Anybody hurt?
Yes, ma'am. 2 of the gun guards got wing, and them road agents took everything this time. They took the wagon train and all.
Got any idea who did it?
Got any idea? Sure, I recognize that dirty lightning Barlow.
Was the train stopped with explosions?
With explosions, I thought I was back in the Civil War.
Then Lightning must have been leading one of Kilgore's gangs.
Yeah, but how you gonna prove it?
We can't, I guess. Even if the sheriff caught Lightning red-handed, it still wouldn't prove anything against Kilgore.
Yeah, and what's more, you ain't even gonna get nobody to get up on the stand and open their mouth against Kilgore. Not even me. Unless I'm figuring on herding a bunch of clouds up in the sky ranch.
Look. There's Kilgore and some of his gang riding in now.
They've got an awful crust coming here right after what they've just pulled.
Crust? I call it downright gall if you'd ask me.
If this country's ever to become respectable, somebody's got to drive those killers out of gun sight. And if that sheriff ain't man enough to arrest Kilgore, I'll smoke him out myself.
Dad, wait a minute.
Just a minute, Kilgore.
Dad.
Some of your men just held up one of my freights, but you're not getting away with it this time.
What makes you think it's my men?
My trainmaster recognized Lightning Barlow, and I know he's working for you.
You've said just about enough, Cameron. In fact, too much.
My dad's demanding your arrest, Kilgore.
You can't get folks arrested without evidence.
Now, you listen to me. You keep your hands off our property, or you're liable to meet up with rope and lead.
Just when is all this going to happen, ma'am?
You get going pronto, Kilgore, or I'll be doing some blasting right now.
Dad, Dad. I'll shoot that killer myself.
Okay. I reckon I ought to ride over to Tumbleweed and see Wild Bill Saunders.
Hi, Bill.
Howdy.
Howdy, Mr. Jackson.
Howdy, Mr. Saunders. Pull up a chair.
No, thanks. I'll sit right here.
Oh, you haven't changed a bit. Have the escrow papers all ready for your signature.
All right.
You know, it's a splendid gesture on your part, donating your entire estate to the people of Tumbleweed.
No, why shouldn't I? These people are my friends. And besides, well, I've always had jackrabbits in my boots. And I've got to keep moving.
I understand.
Where do I sign?
Well, if you sign... Speak, all of you!
Where did you say I sign, Mr. Jackson?
What's the matter, stranger? You deaf?
No, I'm not deaf. But if you think you're going to hold up this bank, I reckon maybe you're loco.
Get those hands up or I'll make a sieve out of you.
When my hands start moving, they're going down, not up.
I reckon old Wild Bill must be in there.
Oh, Mr. Jackson. Where did you say I signed?
What's it like? Some shooting. I knew it. Well, I declare. What'd he say, Wild Bill? I knew I'd find you here.
Hello, Cannonball.
Boy, that's really what I call nice smoking.
That's the most daring thing I've ever seen.
Oh, you ain't seen nothing. You should have seen me and him in Prairieport once. While we was in this dadgum saloon and Wild Bill and myself, while Wild Bill was gunning out against 10 or 12 jesters, and boy, I was just...
Hiding behind the beer barrel.
Oh, Marshal.
Same old Wild Bill, huh?
Now, wait a minute, Cannonball. You know I'm a peaceable man.
I know it. That's the reason I come here to fetch you back.
What's the matter, getting short of gun bearers for your wagon trains?
Oh, it's worse than that, Bill. We got more outlaws running over the land there in gun sight than we have cattle. And there's one hombre down there named Kilgore that's got enough men to shame an army.
From what I've heard around, I'd say it'd take a whole regiment to clean them out.
Oh, you could do it single-handed, Bill.
Well, suppose they were driven out of gun sight. Then the lawmen in the next county would drive them back, and there you are.
Oh, there must be something done to plow them jaspers under, so some decent folks can have a little peace.
Well, Cannonball, it's worse than a local problem. It needs lawmen who'll be free to track down those outlaws across the county lines.
If you mean state rangers, how in the world are you going to get them?
We'll go to the state capitol and demand them.
Well, Bill, you know you ain't gonna get no action out of them politicians. Why, they'll get you so all tangled up in that red tape that you'll be groggy as a wet kite and probably go about just as far.
Now, wait a minute, Cannonball. If you want me to help, how about letting me handle this in my own way?
Well, all right, Bill. All right.
You go on back to gun sight. I'll meet you there as soon as I see the governor.
Well, I declare, me just died to meet a governor.
Get out of here. Oh, Mr. Jackson.
Beg pardon, sir. Mr. William Saunders to see you.
William Saunders?
An old school chum of yours.
William Saunders, an old school chum, I think. Well, darn if I can remember him, but show him in anyway.
Yes, sir. Mr. Saunders, this way, please.
Well, if it isn't my old school...
Howdy, Governor. Sorry to bust in on you like this.
An old school chum, huh? What's the meaning of this?
Now, don't get excited, Governor. I've spent 3 days trying to see you at the Capitol. But the 14 pen pushers standing guard at your door tell me you're too busy.
So you thought you could worm your way into my home with a trick like this, huh? Wilson!
Yes, sir.
Show this Mr. William Saunders out.
Not William, Governor. Just plain Bill.
Bill Saunders? You don't mean Wild Bill Saunders?
Well, that's what some folks call me, but I'm a peaceable man.
Wilson, why didn't you say it was Bill Saunders?
I'm sorry, sir.
Never mind, that's all. I'm mighty glad to know you, Bill. Sit down.
Oh, thanks. I'll just stand up here.
You know, it's a mighty strange thing. Only today I was talking to the lieutenant governor about some of the things that you've done. Texas, Mexico, everywhere. And as a matter of fact, Wild Bill, I was just about to send for you.
You were?
This state is overrun with lawlessness. A lawlessness such as no other state has ever had to contend with.
Really?
There's an outlaw by the name of Kilgore, Powder Kilgore, who's running bands of killers all over this country. And our lawmen can't cope with the situation.
And?
Well, Bill, this state could use a man like you right now. Here, look at these reports. Hold-ups, murders, rustling, everything. Why, it's like a huge, terrible cancer.
This is even worse than I've been led to believe.
Now, if you could put down this lawlessness, I'm willing to back you to the limit and give you a free hand.
Fine. Then the first thing I want to do is form an organization of state rangers.
Yes, well, that's just the trouble. I've been trying to get our state legislature to pass such a bill for months, but I can't seem to make any headway.
Look, Governor, this Kilgore is plenty smart. He has to be, or he couldn't have stayed out of jail that long and still lived.
Yes, and he's got the biggest bunch of killers under his thumb that any outlaw ever had.
Well, that's just it. They jump here and over there. And nobody can lay a finger on them because every judge and lawman's jurisdiction stops at the county line.
Meaning that you've got to have recognition so that you can jump across the county boundaries, huh?
Yes, and that's not all. This is one roundup that no cowpoke can handle alone. We've got to have men. The best gunfighters money can buy.
Well, I don't know where in tarnation I can get them for you. Why, I've had every sheriff in this state on my neck. They tell me you can't even hire a deputy nowadays, at any price.
You've heard about a thief catching a thief, haven't you?
Yes?
Well, what's wrong with us using an outlaw to catch an outlaw?
Huh?
Your state prison is filled with outlaws. Mighty good gunfighters who'd know how to bury the aces.
Turn convicts into lawmen? Are you crazy?
Let me pick a handful and parole them to me with the promise of a pardon as soon as we put down this lawlessness.
Why, that's preposterous. What's to prevent them from turning against you? Murdering you even?
Well, seeing as we have no choice, isn't it worth the chance?
You're a pretty cool customer, aren't you? Mind you now, though, it's against my better judgment.
Well, I wouldn't worry too much about it, Governor. If we should be lucky, this might make it easy for the legislature to pass a bill to form a permanent body of state rangers. Now, if you don't mind, I'd like to go and handpick these men myself. After the papers are signed, parole them to me at gunsight.
Good luck to you, Bill.
Thanks, Governor. Excitement around here.
Howdy, Miss Cameron. My name's Lightning Barlow, and
And you're from Kilgore's Purity League.
Who's Kilgore? I never heard of him.
What do you want?
Well, I heard one of your trains was about ready to roll, and I thought maybe you'd like to have me and my boys ride guns on it.
Why don't you come right out and say you intend to rob us without even bothering about a holdup?
That ain't no way to talk, miss. All you've got to do is give us a 50-50 partnership. We'll guarantee to protect every train that's rolling.
Get out of here.
You're making a mistake, ma'am.
It's just too bad you came along a couple of days too soon. Because before long, maybe we'll have somebody around here who can fumigate rattlers like you with black powder. Now get out of here and stay out.
Well, now, I'm a mighty accommodating man. All you've got to do is send word whenever that man gets here, and I'll come back.
I don't think you're coming back. I heard the lady say for you to vamoose. Are you starting now, or would you like somebody to start you?
I'm aching to see the man that can push me around, stranger.
I believe I heard you say you were an accommodating man.
That's right.
So am I.
How would you like it, with lead or knuckles?
Just make it easy on yourself.
Well, I haven't had much exercise lately, so I guess I'll just chop you up with my fists.
Strictly private.
Your aim is pretty bad. You're puffing hard. Maybe you ought to rest a while. Exercise?
Yeah.
All right, get on your feet. Come on, hurry up.
You haven't seen the last of me.
Now then, Lightning, since you're such an accommodating man, how about accommodating us by getting out of gun sight?
I'll accommodate you. With this.
Dadgummit, just my luck to miss all the fun.
Now, you'd better get going or you're liable to get aged in the wood.
I take it you must be Wild Bill.
Well, that's what some folks call me. But I'm a peaceable man.
I'm mighty grateful you're here, Mr. Saunders.
Most folks call me Plain Bill.
Most folks say Wild Bill. Wait till that Kilgore hears about this.
Why, is Lighton one of his lieutenants?
Lieutenants? Well, man, I'd say he's almost a general. Say, Bill, what about the governor? Did you get to see him?
Yes, and we're going to have state rangers of a kind.
Hot dog, ain't that keen?
How many are they giving you?
Oh, just a handful to start with. But don't you worry. Every single one of them is a right famous gunman. And it only takes a few like them to carve a lot of tombstones.
When are we going to get him, Bill?
They'll be here tomorrow night.
Well, I'll declare I'll get to use you yet.
This is it. Step out. Line up over there. Move along. Come on. Snap into it. Move out. Come on, hurry along. Line up over there. Move out. Move out. Come on, boys. Come on, hurry up.
Boy, that sure is a fine-looking bunch of playmates. Good gracious, just looking at them makes me feel like a skint cow. Boy, that sure is black in there.
You better be careful, Cannonball, or they'll take you for a ride in that wagon.
Who, me? Not me, Brother Bill. I'm a good boy.
These the parole papers?
They're all there.
Men, the governor's already explained why you're being paroled to me. Before you take the oath of allegiance, I'd like to remind you that now's the time to change your mind. Once you've been mustered as state rangers, you'll have to earn your pardons and freedom by fighting the same lawlessness that put you behind bars. Or accept death as the penalty for treachery, mutiny, or desertion.
How soon do we get our pardons?
Just as soon as you've proven to me that you're entitled to be called law-abiding citizens. Meanwhile, this is a lead-slinging expedition. Some of you might even lose your lives before we strike the first blow.
What happens if you get dry gulched?
I expect one of you men to fill my shoes. What's your name?
Shifty.
Yours?
Slash.
What's your name?
Honest John.
Honest John, huh? All right, boys, now if we understand one another, those of you who still want to go through with it, step forward.
What's the matter? Don't tell me you tough smoke slingers rather go back to that stone castle.
I reckon a man's got a right to think it over. Wearing a wooden overcoat ain't any worse than wearing stripes. All right, count me in.
Well, much good enough for Honest John. Good enough for me.
Well, Warden, it looks like nobody wants a return ticket. I reckon you might as well be on your way.
All right?
All right, boys, relax. I want you to forget what you have been. And don't look at me like I was your warden. This is to be our temporary headquarters. Cannonball.
Yes, sir.
Hand out that hardware and blankets.
Coming up, Brother Bill.
You boys can pick your own broncs and saddles.
Wow.
Say, sure feels good to get on a horse.
Oh, how do you aim to get Powder Kildor?
Well, until we find out his secret hideout, we'll just try and stop some of his attacks and pick up as many of his men as we can, whenever there's a chance.
Mm-hmm. Where do you strike first?
For a little guy, Shifty, you sure like to chew the fat. You'd better go and pick yourself a bronc before you left the worst of the broomtails.
Oh, sure.
I'll keep you posted as soon as I learn anything definite about Wild Bill's plans. Shifty.
Who's the somebody Shifty that wrote you this letter?
It's Dixon's half-brother.
Shifty's joined Wild Bill's Suicide Club.
But he's going to be working for us.
I don't like the whole setup.
Shifty tipping us off, what's there to worry about?
How do you know the stool pigeon isn't playing both ends against the middle?
I'll do the answering for Shifty.
Got it, both of you. Now, you better get started for Big Creek. That gold shipment from the mine ought to be there in a couple of hours.
What if this Wild Bill and his gang are with it?
If there's any chance of that, Shifty would have sent us word.
All right, let's take him.
Keep your hands high and don't make any false move. Slim, come on and get that gold box.
I'm sorry, boys, but there's nothing in this coach for you but lead. I'm mighty glad to see you, Lightning. I thought you'd be on hand if somebody passed a rumor about a gold shipment. Get down off that horse. Lightning.
I'll get him, Bill.
All right, Shifty.
Put the cuffs on him.
I warned you there was nothing but lead in this coach. Nice work, boys.
Yeah, nice work. Why did I get Blackie to be a dead hero?
I'm sorry, Honest John. Blackie was your buddy, wasn't he?
Yeah, now he's a corpse. Maybe you call this riding a gravy train, but I'd say it's worse than prison. We'll all be wiped out before this is over, and for what? So you can add to your reputation?
No, Honest John. So decent folks will be free to live a peaceful life.
Yeah, but what about us? Why did I get Blackie to be a dead hero? What do we gain by it?
Oh, no good to a dead man.
That's all right, boys. Get it off your chest. I know just how you feel, and I don't blame you. Don't ever be afraid to speak right out. That proves I can trust you.
I'm sorry, Bill. I shouldn't have said what I did. We made a deal. We'll stick.
Good. What happened?
Oh, my horse stumbled before I could get back into the saddle. He'd already given me the slip.
That's all right, Shifty. Honest us, John. Take Daggett and Flint and run this herd into the gunsight jail.
Thanks, Bill.
Get to your horses, men. We'll spread over this ridge and we'll see if we can pick up Lightning's trail.
Happened? Where are the men?
Wild Bill and his rangers set a trap for us. We didn't have a chance. I was lucky to get away with my life.
Looks like you were right, Lightning. Shifty's put the double cross on us, all right. I still don't think Shifty double-crossed us. But if he did, I'll take care of him myself. That can wait, Dixon. Where are the men?
They've been taken to the jail and gunsight, I reckon.
We'll have to get them out of jail tonight.
How?
I don't care how, but get them out. If you have to use dynamite. Come on inside.
Oh, I'm afraid nothing will wake you up.
Reach and step back in there. Get going. We ain't waiting all night. The Cameron girl, she's going after Wild Bill. Joe, take after her. Stop her. Better let us in and we'll blast this jail open and you'll go sky high with it. Sounds like trouble. Tell the boys to saddle up. Hold it. This ain't getting us anywhere. Get the powder. Come on, we gotta work in a hurry.
All right, get to your feet.
What's up, Miss Cameron?
Lightning and some of his men are trying a jailbreak.
Flash, you and Miss Cameron take care of this hombre. The rest of you boys come along.
All right, get going.
I'll give you one last chance to let him out now.
I'm not letting anybody out, not while I got an iron in my hand.
All right, then. Let her go.
Hey, John!
What happened, John?
Best I can figure out, Cannonball's trying to make a firecracker out of that there powder keg.
Why, the 4th of July isn't for another month yet, Cannonball.
As far as I'm concerned, it's already over with, brother.
All right, Slash, put this hombre in the shade.
You being around here tonight sure came in mighty handy.
Yeah, but don't forget I was around too, brother. Just in time to grab that powder keg over there, throw it over there, and save the whole shebang.
Seems like everybody's got somebody to thank. This makes the second time within a week that you've come to my rescue.
Well, it's been a pleasure, Miss Cameron.
You know what they say, never twice without a third time.
I hope not, for your sake. I'll send a couple of the boys to take you home, just in case.
Thank you.
Kurt, you and Bivens escort Miss Cameron to her house.
Well, that's what a fella gets for being a hero.
We better stay here tonight. Lightning might take it in his head to come back.
That's not a bad idea.
Oh, say, John, you've been closer to the rest of our boys than I have. Who would you say is the man who could work himself in with Kilgore?
I'd say that Shifty would be the most likely one.
Shifty? Why?
Well, most of his in-laws have been connected with road agents at some time or another. And it wouldn't surprise me none if he knew somebody who had tied up with Kilgore.
Mm-hmm. Oh, Shifty.
Yes, sir?
Do you happen to know anybody connected with Kilgore?
Why?
I need a man who can work himself in with that gang to learn Kilgore's secret hideout. Once we learn that, everything is simple.
Well, I wouldn't know for sure now, but some time back I had a half-brother who was acquainted with Kilgore.
Then start out in the morning and try to locate him. Report back to me as soon as possible.
I'll see what I can do.
Shifty, get over there. We'll be mighty glad to see Mr. Shifty.
Howdy, man. Hello, kid.
So you're Shifty, huh?
Yeah. How are you? What's the matter?
You rotten, double-crossing gopher. I didn't think you'd have the gall to come here after the trick you pulled on us.
Oh, wait a minute. If you're talking about that fake gold shipment, I couldn't help that. Honest, I couldn't.
No, then how do you account for not tipping us off that it was a trap?
Well, I never knew anything about it myself till Wild Bill got us on the trail, and then it was too late to send you word. I'm telling you the truth. You don't think I'd have come here if I'd have double-crossed you? Listen, tell him how I let you get away the other day. Or don't you recognize me?
I reckon maybe he's right, Powder. He is the one that let me get away.
Sure.
Yeah, what brought you here?
Wild Bill happened to pick me out, wanted me to try to work my way in with the gang.
Why?
Well, so he could find out where this place was and come over here and wipe you and the boys out with one stroke. But I got it figured out this way. This is our chance to send Wild Bill to Kingdom Come.
How?
Set a time. Have the men waiting in the hills and mow him down when I bring him here.
That sounds good, but too risky. This place has been handy and safe. And if anything should go wrong, we'd be left without a spot to hole up in.
The only way I know would be for Shifty to bring him alone to someplace like Red Rock. We could dry gulch him before he'd know what happened.
Could you bring him there alone?
I think I could arrange that all right. But remember, Wild Bill's no fool. What if he happens to take a look-see before coming out into the open and spots some men waiting for him?
If you and me was to wait for him there, just the two of us, it would only take one man to pick him off from a knoll.
Yeah.
Go back and tell him that you're going to meet me there at daybreak. And be sure you fix it so he comes alone.
Right.
And don't come back here. Just in case somebody takes it into their head to trail you.
I'll meet you at Red Rock.
See, I told you Shifty was all right. Yeah.
Howdy, man.
Any luck?
Well, I located that half-brother of mine almost right away, and I got him with the gang all right. But I didn't get to learn where Kilgore's holding in yet.
Then what brought you back?
I found out something just as good. I'm supposed to meet Kilgore himself at Red Rock tomorrow.
What time are you going to meet him?
Daybreak.
Go and round up the men. Tell them to meet me at Red Rock so we can give Mr. Kilgore a nice reception.
Right. Hey, wait a minute. Kilgore's no dummy. The minute he'd see a whole slew of our men coming, he'd get wise. And, well, I don't hanker to wind up with a bullet between my eyes.
There's something to that, Shifty. I'd better go alone.
That'd sure make it a heap lot safer for me. And anyway, seeing as there's two of us against him, why, we oughtn't have no trouble getting a drop on him.
All right, then. I'll meet you at Red Rock at daybreak. You'd better get back before they miss you.
Right.
Did he get in with the gang?
Yeah.
Kilgore.
I'm taking his place. Got any objection?
Sure I have. What happens when Wild Bill recognizes you're not Kilgore? And he gets to think I double-crossed him.
Whatever. All you've got to do is follow orders. Moose, get over on that knoll. Knock off this Wild Bill. And be sure you don't get close enough to me to recognize that I ain't Kilgore. Take Moose's horse behind those rocks and hide him. Well, go on.
I reckon Wild Bill's halfway to Red Rock by now.
Yeah, I guess so.
Look at this.
Where'd you get this? Shifty's saddlebag? Well, then it proves that Shifty knew right along where Kilgore's hideout was.
And seeing that he lied to us last night, it only means one thing, that Wild Bill's stepping into a trap.
What are we going to do?
Maybe it's too late to catch him before he hits Red Rock, but we're going to try anyhow.
Mighty risky business, Lightning.
Meaning what?
Meaning you'd better not make any false moves to arouse Wild Bill's suspicion till Moose fires that first shot.
Ah, quit worrying.
We'll never make it. You take that trail and I'll cut over the ridge.
Take it easy.
What's Moose waiting for?
Drop that gun. Drop it.
Why don't Moose shoot?
Howdy, men.
Howdy.
Well, hello, Lightning. Meeting you here is kind of a surprise.
If you came to get me, why don't you draw?
Well, there's plenty of time for that. Who's your friend? All right, Lightning, reach.
Why don't you shoot?
I'd rather see you end up with throat trouble.
Nobody'll ever stretch my neck.
All right, Shifty, disarm him.
Start hoofing it before I let you have one, too. Go on.
Say, what's happened to Kilgore?
I don't know. They told me that...
What's this?
This somebody was all set to dry gulch you from the knoll. And that rattler was in on the whole deal.
Why, what are you talking about?
You can't bluff this out. It was in his saddlebag.
Slice, take these men back to gun sight. Then round up the men while I start for the Dixon Ranch. You can take this fellow along with you. This little map's going to come in right handy.
I don't know why I didn't fill those buzzers full of lead, Bill.
Because you're a lawman now, Honest John, and not a killer. Well, it looks like I've got some writing to do.
But you're not going alone this time. I'm tagging along.
All right, where's your bronc?
Behind the knoll.
Let's go.
Any sign of those strays?
No, ma'am. I can't understand how they got so far away from the rest of the herd.
Well, let's ask about them down at the Dixon place.
All right.
Isn't that Kilgore?
By gosh, that's just what I'm thinking.
Why, this must be Kilgore's hideout.
It must be.
Cannonball, you cut across the ridge to Gunsight and bring back Wild Bill. I'll stay here and trail Kilgore in case he happens to leave.
All right, come on, Jip, let's go. Come on.
Well, what are you doing here?
Nothing. I was just looking for some strays.
Maybe you better come on down to the ranch with me and have a good look.
Oh, no, thanks. I've seen all I want.
You won't need your horse. Come on. I'm up. What's she doing here? I caught her spying from the trail up above.
Oh, I wasn't spying. I was just trying to see if some of our horses might be around here.
You ain't by any chance trying to say we've been rustling some of your herd.
I didn't say anything. But if I looked around, I bet I could find a few things belonging to the Cameron outfit.
But you ain't gonna look around. Oh, never mind her, Kilgore. I got some bad news. Something must have gone wrong. One of the boys says he saw Wild Bill's ranger bringing Lightning and Moose and Shifty into the Gunside jail. And Lightning was laying across the saddle. Now, I'm right glad you came. Because you're going to send Wild Bill a little invitation to visit you here.
Why, you...
Take her inside. Now, just write what I tell you. The man who will bring you this note
He's one of my drivers. It's important that you come back with him as soon as possible.
You're wasting your time. You'll never fall for this.
Right. Wait a minute. Maybe you got a better idea.
I have.
What are you getting at?
Look, Kilgore, my only interest is getting my wagon trains through without harm. You want Wild Bill. How about making a deal? You let my wagon trains go through, and I'll tell you how to get Bill.
You're not trying to pull anything, are you?
Take it or leave it.
Okay. Where is he?
At the old deserted mill at Ghost Creek, alone.
Wait a minute. You're not going anyplace. Keep her here till I get back. I'm taking the rest of the men to Ghost Creek. And he better be there. Mount up, boys.
Let's see the map. By the looks of this, we shouldn't be far from Kilgore's hideout. Let's go. This is the place, all right.
Ain't that Spunky's horse?
It looks like it.
Say, you don't suppose Kilgore's kidnapped her, do you?
If she should be in there, it sure complicates things.
Well, we'll have to do something. We just can't stay and wait until the men get here.
And we can't start blasting either. I'll mosey in there alone and see what I can find out.
And what am I supposed to do? Sit here and see you shot down?
If I was to ride in there kind of easy like in the open, they might think I was just a lone cowpoke. I might get away with a lot. I might even get close enough to get the drop on somebody before they found out who I was.
Well, all right. You win. But I'm going to be watching.
Hey, come in. Some stranger riding in. Any of you know him?
Not me. I never seen him before.
You don't suppose it'd be Wild Bill? You, come here. Is that Wild Bill?
Of course not. I told you he was at Ghost Creek.
How do we know you wasn't lying then and ain't lying now?
You don't suppose Wild Bill would be foolish enough to come here alone, do you?
If it is him, maybe he ain't alone. Maybe he's already got those convicts of his ambushed around this spread.
Well, why don't you play safe and find out who this puncher is before you start gunning him down?
Yeah, it's not a bad idea. Put a muzzle on her and keep her out of sight. Come on. Come in.
Oh, howdy.
Howdy.
I was on my way to Gunsight, but I must have lost my way. I thought maybe somebody here might be able to steer me straight.
Where are you from, stranger?
Oh, no place in particular. Somebody told me there was a lot going on in Gunsight, and I thought I might hire out to some spread.
Not much doing around here.
Say, this is a mighty nice little place you got. How are things in this part of the country?
Not the same as any place else, I guess.
I heard some hombre called Kilgore has got a corner on the fat of the land. Is that true?
Where'd you hear that?
Oh, some windjammer up around Painted Post was jawboning the other night as to how Kilgore and his men didn't have much longer to operate. Then I guess he didn't know what he was talking about. Say, that food sure looks appetizing. That reminds me, I'm powerful hungry.
Well, if you want to get to Gunsight in time for your supper, you better get started.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, I reckon so.
You'll find the trail to town on top of that west range.
Thanks, mister. You mean this range over here?
No, it's this one over here.
Where's Miss Cameron?
Well, I don't know what you're talking about. Who are you, anyway?
The name is Bill Saunders. Some folks call me Wild Bill. But I'm a peaceable man. Now then, tell your friends to come out with their hands in the air before I burn a brand on you with this iron.
Come on out, men. Drop your guns. Don't make any false moves.
Put your guns on ice and come out pronto.
Over here, John. All right. Get running. Start running.
Not so fast, my friend.
Come on, John.
John? Tell them to come out or I'll blast your head off right now.
Hold it, men! Hold it!
We got the girl in here. We'll trade her for Dixon.
That's a deal. Bring her out.
Hey, Slattery, get the girl.
Are you all right?
Yes, I'm all right, but I can't help you much. I haven't got a gun.
Watch those windows.
I'll keep them covered, Bill.
Ride the gun sight and hustle the boys up. Honest John and I can hold them until you get back.
All right, Bill.
And ride fast.
Move those legs!
What in the world's up, Funky?
Well, Bill and John are gunning it out of the Dixon Ranch.
Come on, boys, let's go. Get it.
Can you get him? Here they come. Let's get to the barn.
John, round up those hombres in the house while I drive Kilgore out of the barn.
Right.
is he? Where did he go?
All right, boys, the party's over. Drop those guns. Get moving.
And, ladies and gentlemen, I consider it a privilege to honor your fair city with the dedication of this site, which shall now be known permanently and officially as the headquarters for our state rangers. And to you men, words cannot express how deeply I feel on this memorable occasion. Every single one of you, by his unselfish and courageous deeds, has earned our deepest gratitude for your splendid achievement, the restoration of law and order and peace. And to you, Wild Bill Saunders, it is now my privilege to present you with this permanent commission as Commander-in-Chief of our state rangers.
Thank you, Governor. That's right nice of you. But I'll have to ask you to scratch my name from this sheepskin and put John Webster's in place of it. Well, it isn't that I don't appreciate the honor, but you see, I've just had word that some people in Texas are having a lot of trouble, and I thought...
He's just got to go, Governor. Whenever there's trouble somewhere, Wild Bill's just got to go.
Thanks, Cannonball. That's just what I wanted to say. Goodbye, Governor.
Good luck, Bill.
Thanks.
Happy hunting, Wild Bill.
Thanks, Spunky. So long, boys. Good luck.
So long, Bill.
So long, Bill.
Be seeing you, Bill.
Goodbye, Bill.
So long, Brother Bill.